So today we have to do the practice for default method in interface. We are going to do our code on Eclipse. Let's make a workbench project, our project. Let's say it Java8 features. Let's make a project. Right click or create project or go to the new Java project we have to make. So click on project, Java project. Next, and give your project a name. Let's say what? Default method, and finish. We got our project here in our Explorer. Double click on it. In SRC, you can make the Java class or make the Java class direct. Right click on this project of yours, new class. Provide a package name, let's say com.jtc. If you don't want to provide a package name, that's also fine. Here we can do what we can do. The name of our class, let's say name of our class is A. But wait, we don't have to create the class, we have to create the interface. So we have to write default method in interface. So here go with interface, provide package name for interface. So what we did here, we just simply created an interface. If you didn't notice, let me create the interface again. That I am just creating the package that I created. Continue. Just go on your project, new interface. We have to write the default method in interface. Provide a package name if you want. I want. So package name. Let's say name of the interface is going to be hello. Finish. Here is our interface. Now we want to write default method in the interface. What we are doing before is we can write any method in interface like show. This is method is going to be abstract method. We cannot write body like hi. In interface before Java 8 or before JDK 1.8, we cannot write method with body, method with implementation. We have to leave this method as abstract method, and implicitly there is going to be abstract keyword right here. We can mention that abstract right here if we want. If we don't want, then by default it is going to be abstract. Can we write abstract right before the interface? Yes, we can also write the abstract right before the interface also, which means we can. So again, let me go through again. Before Java 1.8, before JDK 1.8, Java 8, we cannot write method with implementation method with body, but Java people, Sun Microsystem told that, hey, from Java 8, from the release of JDK 1.8, you can write method with implementation in interface, but for that you have to write default keyword with that method in interface. So from Java 8, we can write method with implementation, but for that we have to write default keyword. what else we have read? That when we are using default, we cannot write this method as abstract. So it is giving error. Another thing what we have gone through, if we are using default with any method, then we cannot leave this method as, or we cannot leave this method without body. We have to provide body of this method when we are using the default method with this method. Default keyword with this method when we are using, then we have to provide body. And when we are using default with any method, then we cannot write abstract. Here you can see. And for access modifier, we have gone through the default access modifier is going to be public for this default method. Can we write protected? Protected. No, we cannot write protected. Here you can see we have gone through. Where was that? You cannot write protected with default method in interface. You cannot write abstract method with default method. Abstract keyword when you are using default keyword. You cannot write static keyword when you are using default keyword. Let's make it static. No, you cannot write static even. So we see all the criteria. Now let's extend this method, or let's create another method, another interface with default method. So let me copy paste. Let's make it, let's say hello2. This interface is named as hello1. We have hello2, and this is show1. In interface hello, we have show1 method. In interface hello2, we have show2 method. Let's make a class called hi. What it is saying? Hello2, we have to, let's create this as hello, because the name of the class right here we have provided is hello. So when we are going to run this class is going to run. Let's provide a main method. And in this class, let's say there is going to be another class. Let's say class C or class cat, which is implement hello1 as well as hello2. So when this class is implementing both interfaces, mean both these methods, show1 and show2 from these two interfaces is going to be available in this cat class. We can override this two method inside this class even, but let's run this code before overriding these two method in the subclass, which is cat. So let's create cat instance object new cat. With this object of cat, we can access show1 and we can show2. Let's run this code. Java application So show in hello, this method got invoked, this is got printed, this method got invoked, this statement, print statement, SOP statement got printed, and both these methods are being available in cat class. We are creating cat class object, cat class instance, and with this object of cat class, with this object, we are accessing these two methods that is available in this cat class, that is getting inherited from these two interfaces. Let's override these two methods that is available in this interface. For that, what we can do, let's override the show method. For that, show1, which is of returning type void, there is nothing in the parameter. Show1, or let's say show1 method in cat class. Let's name it show1, show2. It is saying we have to make it public, because when you are inheriting any class, any member of any interface or any super class, you have to provide the access modifier for those members in subclasses equal to the access modifier that is available in the super classes, or access modifier which is higher than which is available in the super classes. Let me repeat that again. When you are creating any classes or any interface, then you get all the members of that classes in the subclass, and the members that you get from those super class, for those members you have to provide exactly same access modifier, or you have to provide access modifier which is higher than the access modifier which is available in the super class. So here by default it is public. We have to, in super class, for default method it is by default public, so we have to write public. So here we override our show method, that is coming, show1 method which is coming from hello1. So show method show1 in hello is now going to be get printed as show1 in cat. Let's see. It is giving error. Let me run this again. Yes, it is working fine. Running this, and here you can see show1 in cat, show1 method in cat, show1 method in cat. We override the method that is getting inherited from hello1 interface, show2 method in hello2 interface. So this show2 method got inherited in cat class. Here we are not overriding the show2 method, so exactly same thing is getting printed, that is coming from the show2 interface. Let's also override the show2 method that is right here available in the cat class. Here we have to write show2 method. Let's make it show2 method in cat. Show2 method in cat. Close the cat class. I think so. Show1 method in cat class, show2 method in cat class. We have overridden the methods coming from these two interface right here. But what if we want to access the method of this interface? Hello1, we have to access this same method in our subclass. We don't want to override this. So for that, let's comment this out. Let me show you. Here show1 method is got what? Let me make another method y, let's say show all, which is going to print show1 method. So from here obj dot show all method, what will happen with the cat object? You are accessing show1 method, then this method is got invoked, and when you are calling show all method with cat object, in show all method we are invoking this show1 method. So in the same class we can invoke this same, in a class we can invoke the method from another method by just calling with method name. That we are doing when we are calling show all with the object of cat, then inside that show all method we are invoking show1 method. So this, at first here you can see, with this show1 method got called, show1 in cat got printed, and with this second show all, when we are calling show all method, again this show1 got called. But when we want to call this method of our superclass, so for that what you have to do, you have to use the interface name right here, hello1 dot super keyword, super dot show1. So if I am going to run this, you are going to see what happened. At first show1, which is got overridden, is getting printed. Here you can see. Then again we are calling at second show2 method. We are calling show all method, inside which show1 is getting invoked again. So again this is getting printed right here, and in that show all, when we are calling, first show1 is getting printed right here, and then second we are calling method from the super class using the interface name super interface. Let's say what we are doing, we are using interface name dot super keyword and method name. So this implementation of the super interface method is getting printed, show1 in hello, show1 in hello. So I think you got clear what I am saying. So these are some criteria, some happenings that can happen when you are working with default method of interface. What else can happen is, suppose you are inheriting two interface in a cat class, and inside those both interface that you are inheriting in the cat class, both interface are containing method with same name. Here in those both interface there are method with different names, show1 and show2. But what will happen if this both method in two different interface is going to be with same name? So in cat class you are inheriting two interface, and both two interface are having a method with same name. So let's say make it show1, and let's remove all this. Let's remove all this. So here you can see, let's make it 2. So there is two interface having two methods, and both two methods are with different name. Hello1 is having method hello1 show1, hello2 interface is having method show2. So we implemented in our cat class both two interfaces. So show1 and show2 method from both two interfaces are available right here. But if we make name of those method, both two methods same that are in different classes, then you can see it is giving error. Can you see it is giving error? If methods are different, method name is different in both two interfaces, then it is okay. Show1 and show2 is available in cat class. But if there is method with same name in two interfaces and cat class is inheriting, then in cat class there is going to be two show1 method. But how can you write two method with same name in any class? No, compiler will give you error, JVM will give you error. What will happen? At compile time, compiler will throw ambiguity problem. What compiler will give you? Ambiguity problem that a class is having two methods with same name. So at compile time, this error will get resolved, or this error will get caught. And this problem, we call this problem as an ambiguity problem, or you can say this problem is known as a diamond problem. When a class is having two method with same name, you can call this as diamond problem. Remember the term diamond problem, or you can say ambiguity problem. So this cannot be done. So what you have to do, you have to override one method. You have to override one method. Or in other word, what you can say, there is two same method in two interface that is getting implemented in the cat. Why not let's provide our own method in the cat class. So cat class is going to have its own method, not the method that is getting implemented by the two interfaces. So let me show you. Public void show1. Show1 method in cat class. So this method is going to be considered by the compiler as that this method is belong to cat class. This method is not going to considered as this is coming from the super interfaces from hello1 or hello2 interface. So now diamond problem is get solved. We are not going to get any ambiguity problem. So if you are going to create cat object, and with that object you are going to call show1 method, this implementation of the method will get printed. This method from the cat class is going to get invoked. Now again, what if we want to access in our subclass, which is cat, in subclass we want to access the same method of the super interface. So let's say in hello in this class from this class we want to invoke the method of hello1 interface. So what we can do, again we have seen hello1 interface dot, we can use super keyword dot hello1. By writing this method will get invoked. Let's run this. So first, by calling show1 method with cat object, this method got invoked, this thing got printed right here, and then this line run, which means this method from the super class, which is interface here, got invoked. And when this method got invoked, this got printed show1 in hello, show1 in hello interface, or show1 in hello1 interface. If you want to print show1 from hello2 interface, you can print that. So now you know how to invoke the, or how to call the, of course, the method that is in super interface. You can say that a particular class is implementing, or how you can override any method that is coming from the interface, how you can override the default method that is coming from the interface. And the noticeable thing right here is, when you are overriding, you are not going to use default keyword right here. You cannot write default keyword right here, default. You cannot write default keyword right here. So every criteria, every possible outcomes, every possible cases that can occur when you are working with default method of interface, when you are inheriting the default method from any interface, how you can access the default method of interface from the subclass, how you can override the default method of interface in subclass. All these cases, what is left. So you remember the point that we have discussed in our previous video, that you cannot override the object class methods. You cannot override the object class method by using the default method in our interface. So in our object class we have equals method, let's say equals method. This method is there from object class. Now you want to override this in the interface, but interface you cannot give the body or implementation of any method before Java8, before JDK 1.8, but from JDK 1.8, from Java8, you can give the body for any method. Is that mean you can override the method of object class by writing the default? So let's say we have given the default keyword, and when we are writing the default keyword with any method, we have to provide the body. So here you can see, when we are providing body, it is still giving error that we cannot, which is showing that we cannot override the methods of object class in our interface by using the default keyword. So we have covered every aspect, every scenario that you can face when you are working with default method inside the interface from Java 8, from JDK 1.8. From next class, we are going to overview static method inside the interface. So stay tuned. But before that, let's go back on our notes and see. So what we have to do from notes is we have to go through these codes, these practice sets. So whatever is given here in our note, whatever I have provided in our note as a practice, as a code that you have to practice, we have covered in this video. So these are the exactly same codes that we have practiced now. And what you can do, what you cannot do. We have seen this in our practice right now in our Eclipse. So we have covered these examples already. In case interface is extending interface having default method. Okay, here is another case. What will happen when one interface is extending? Interface can also extend the another interface. And what you can do in this case? Let me cover this example real quick for you. Let's create a duplicate of hello class, hello2 class. In hello2 class, so in this example, what we have to do, we have interface having show one method. Let's create another method in this interface. Let's call this as show2 method. Show2 method in hello1 interface, show1 method in hello1 interface. And we got hello2 interface, which is extending hello1 interface. Let's remove all this. Let's delete this previous example. Now everything is good. So there is an interface hello1 which has two methods, and this hello1 interface is getting inherited by another interface which is hello2. There you can see. So what will happen? These two methods are going to be available in this hello2 interface. Mean we can also override these methods. So let's override one of the methods. So remember the point, we cannot use default keyword with method in class, but in interface we can write. Even when we are overriding the method that is coming from interface in a class, there is a class which is inheriting hello1, and when we are overriding hello1 show1 method, then we don't have to provide default keyword. We can skip the default keyword, or we must have to skip the default keyword. But in case of interface, when we are overriding method coming from the another interface, in interface hello2, we are going to override this method that is coming from the another interface hello1. Then we have to provide the default keyword right here. If suppose this hello2 is going to be a class, then we don't have to provide the default keyword. But here hello2 is interface, then we have to provide the default keyword when we want to override the method that is coming from the another interface. So it become show2, show1 method in show2 in hello2 interface. And again we also have show2 method available in this hello2 method, so we can call that from here like show2. That can work. What else? Show1 method got overridden in hello2 method, but we want to invoke the show1 method of super interface, which is here. We want to invoke this method. So what we can write? We can use that hello1 dot super keyword dot show1. By doing this method is going to be get invoked. And as you know, you cannot invoke, as you know, you cannot create the instance of interface. Mean we have to create a class to call this method show1. Let's say hello3, or let's say cat public class cat main method this method can also extend the hello interface. Okay, hello2 is interface. We have to implement it. And for this cat, let's rename this class. It become cat. Now everything will work fine. So now everything works fine. We can create a class, and then we can implement this hello2 interface, or directly in this class we are implementing the hello interface in which we are writing the main method. So in this class, cat class, we are having hello interface. We are having methods of hello2 interface, which is show1. And when we are going to create the object of this class, let's say we are creating object new. We can create object, or even we cannot create object, because in same class we are calling this method. So in cat we have show1 method. Show1 method, if we call directly, okay, what is it saying? That the show1 method, which available in here cat class, is instance method. We cannot call instance method in static method. We cannot call instance member in static member. So what we can do, we can create cat object new cat obj dot show. Now we can call this. Now when this show1 will be called, this overridden method show1 of hello1 interface is going to be printed. Then this show2 method, which is coming in hello2 interface from hello1 interface will be printed show. So this show1 in hello2 will be printed, show2 in hello1 will be printed, and then we are invoking the super interface, super class method. Here it is not class, here it is interface. So from the super hierarchy, we are invoking the method which is show1. So this line will run, this will run, and this, then this will run. Let's run this. Show1 in hello2, show1 in hello2, show2 in hello1, show2 in hello1, show1 in hello1, show1 in hello1. Now every aspect is covered in case of default method of interface in Java 8. Let's go through some interview questions that can arise in case of default method in Java 8. What are the questions that anyone can ask you about the default method of interface?